This is Pants for Squares 41, and this is my review on the Bob Long Marq Edge and Mark 7. So it's been about a year and a half since I've posted any new gun reviews, so sorry about that. I've been kind of busy with school and been actually collecting a bit more equipment, so I'll have a bunch more stuff coming up soon, so be looking for more videos on guns and other equipment. I'm going to start doing stuff on masks and other things like that. So we're going to do an overall review of these two guns, and we'll get into what's on these guns, what upgrades you can have, and then we'll go out and test shoot for you. So we'll start with the barrel on these guns. The Mark Edge here has a 16-inch CP barrel. It's got a 6.93 back, kind of big, especially for paint nowadays. It's starting to get a lot smaller, but it's basically my style barrel. It matches the gun with the doo-doo brown, so I kept it on there for now. But yeah, when I'm playing, I take it off, put a 14-inch Red's pepper stick barrel. You know, it's much smaller bore and all that. So for this barrel, I don't think it came stock on the Mark Edges like this. I believe there was some 14-inch barrel that kind of matched. It was just a one color scheme. So yeah, I don't think this is the stock one, but it looks good on the gun because it matches, so I'll keep it on there for style points. On this Mark 7, it has the 12-inch Assassin's barrel. Not really sure what bore size it is, but from how it's shooting, I would say it's probably like a 6.90, maybe a 6.89, somewhere in that area. I'm not really sure, you know, it doesn't say, but it works alright for a stock barrel, and this is my backup marker anyways. Primary over here, so you know, I don't really care. I can stick any other barrel I want on there right now. So next on these guns is the regulator. Really nice, simple regulators, easy to use. They swivel. You just unscrew this screw and the one on the other side, and it swivels around. You can put it how you want. Nice, kind of long. You know, if you've got big hands, obviously I don't have that big, but you know, if you got really big hands, you can stretch out here and all that, and you know, fits your style of play however you want to do it. Nice thing is that it's really easy to adjust. Just, you know, Allen key on the bottom, and you know, in for lower pressure, out for higher pressure, I believe. And yeah, not much to them. Yeah, really not much more there is to these. Next is the LPR. Can't see it. Obviously it's inside, but right through the little slot there is where you adjust it. Really easy to adjust, really simple, works great, easy to fine tune, all that kind of stuff, make your gun shoot a little more efficient, and you know, right on the 285 mark. You know, it's yeah, like I said, it's easy to adjust. You can just swivel this out of the way and stick an Allen key in there and just adjust it that way. Makes it easy to fine tune. So that's pretty nice LPR they put in there. Next is the macro line and ASA on these guns. Obviously these ones have different ones. This is a CP one. Don't like it as much because it's got the elbow sticking out the side, so it, you know, makes for a little bigger profile when you're coming out. But you know, whatever. It's not that big a deal. But you know, I prefer the gear drive that they stuck on the most Mark guns. I'm pretty sure this is not stock. It doesn't even actually match because this is like a gloss red and this is like a dust red. So obviously it's not stock ASA, but this one works. But this one, great. Actually, really phenomenal. Actually, really, they did a really good job with their gear drive ASA. Really slim profile. I mean, you look at that, there's really nothing to it, just really slim. And you know, it doesn't have an elbow sticking out the side for the macro line, so you know, you won't get shot right there for, you know, some stupid ball that just happens to come around and clip you in the ASA. So you know, it keeps a really slim profile. You look at the whole gun, it's, you know, super slim, nothing sticking out of it at all. It's pretty much got really nothing to it. So that's really nice. And the ASA is like, you know, never leaks, always works, and the on-off is, you know, right in the front, so It's not like the other ones. Actually, I prefer these over the ones that stick on the Marq Victories, since they have like that little twist on the bottom. But I doubt this ever happens. But what happens if it like does untwist and turn your air off while you're playing and you slide or something like that? It could turn it off. But this one's great. It's slim, perfect, never fails. So next on these guns is the trigger frame and the board on these. This one has the Tadao Ryujin board, and it's really good. It's much better than the stock Frenzy board. It's got all kinds of modes and all kinds of adjustment options, and it's really simple to use, and they can provide a little hole in the side of the grips that they give you that you can see the light on the sides. You don't have to always look at the back to see what mode or whatever's going on with your gun. And it's just a really great board for the money. Now this one has the Frenzy board in it. It's alright for a stock board, but like most stock boards in the gun, there's always something better out there. So aftermarket boards are recommended for these guns, but if you don't want to, it's fine, it works. The trigger on these both have the same trigger. The name escapes me at the moment what exactly they're called, but yeah, the stock Bob Long triggers, they're perfect, really light, and they're both micro switches, so it's really light push, so you can really get ripping on these things. The grips, it could be better. They always seem like they're about to fall off, like the screws are about to go through them. This one I need to get new grips for because they're about to fall off, since the screws have actually kind of torn a little bit through the rubber, but they work, I guess. I would prefer actually a wraparound grip. I kind of like the feel of the grip in the front too, right there, but it's not really much of a big deal. So next is the engine. These both have the stock Bob Long engine in them. Neither of them are supercharged or anything like that. So they both have pillow bolts in them. They work great. Haven't really found that they're actually any use though. I mean, I've used tournament grade paint in these things, and with and without a pillow bolt, and neither of them have broke paint, so can't really say that it does work, but I assume you find some really brittle paint, it'll probably help. Other than that, really efficient engine, really easy to take apart and lube. I'm sure you can go online if you don't know how to do it. You can find all kinds of videos on how to take it apart and lube it up. It's just a really good engine in these things. Always works, and the only thing is it's sometimes a little bit finicky about when you're relubing it. If you put too much lube on the outside of the engine, then it can leak. But other than that, just don't over lube the outside, and you'll be fine. And just slide it back in there. It should work. So yeah, really good engine. Next on these is the eyes. This one has 4 eyes. This one has 2 eyes. Really, yeah, the 4 eyes makes it a little bit faster, I guess, but if you're playing, like PSP, then you're shooting 12.5, so 2 eyes, 4 eyes doesn't really matter. You can only shoot 2.5. You can't shoot 30, so it really doesn't matter that much. I guess you could say maybe you a little more assured that you won't chop a ball, but I've never chopped one in this, so I don't really find that it's really that much of a necessary upgrade. The only thing I don't like about these eyes is the screws for all these. They're all like really small Allen keys, and they always strip out, and I've already replaced 3 out of the 4 on these, so I always have to change them out and put Phillips head on these ones because they won't strip out and they're much nicer. So yeah, I really wish they wouldn't have made cheapo screws in it, but it doesn't really matter that much. They don't cost. I actually didn't pay anything for these screws. I just picked them up from a local shop and put them in there, and they happen to fit nicely, so I'll just use those. Alright, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to stop the video here, and I will post a second video to finish up the review and do the shooting for these. So look for the second video on the Mark 7 and the Mark Edge.